Day, ladies and gentlemen, little sisters and brothers. These next few videos will be an extremely abbreviated version of what I wrote before. But let me warn you now, though at first it may sound like I'm just rehashing the same old information about the same old people. No, these are totally different and distinct armadas of people who have amalgamated with the clones we have discovered thus far. So saying that, according to Wikipedia under Rus people, R-U-S people, quote, Rus people are generally understood in English language scholarship as ethnically and ancestrally Scandinavian people trading and raiding on the river routes between the Baltic and Black Seas from around the 8th to 11th century CE. Thus, they are often referred to in English language research as Viking Rus. The scholarly consensus is that Rus people originated in what is currently coastal middle Sweden around the 8th century, and that their name has the same origin as Roslagen in Sweden. Stop. Two things. First, when they say Viking Rus, they are letting us know the Vikings are a part of the Rus peoples. Their Shatsus to be exact. Trust me, it will become painstakingly obvious as we go. The second thing is, what are the odds yet another armada of people can originate from the exact same tiny area as the German and Slavic Scandies and it not be a cloning factory? But let's continue so I can show you this is a different armada group. Oh yeah, remember when they told us the Rahanites trade route domination started going out of style in the 8th through the 10th century? Guess what? I think we have found their replacements. Listen closely. Quote, basing themselves among Slavic and Finnic peoples in the Upper Volga region, they formed a diaspora of traders and raiders, two people exchanging furs and slaves for silk, silver, and other commodities available to the east and south. Around the 9th century, the river routes to the Black Sea, they had an unclear but significant role in forming the principalities of Kievan Rus, gradually assimilating with local Slavic populations. Stop. Bingo. First, as you will soon see, the Kievan Rus are a totally different and distinct armada than the Rus people. As you can clearly hear now, for them to say the Rus people were, quote, basing themselves among Slavic and Finnic people in the Upper Volga region, that can only mean the Rus people are not Slavic or Finnic peoples themselves, but they did have a program to, quote, gradually assimilating with local Slavic populations. Likewise, for them to say, quote, they had an unclear but significant role in forming the principalities of Kievan Rus, yet they gradually assimilated with the local Slavs, that can only mean they are not from the Kievan Rus armada, but had enough juice to be kingmakers of the Kievan Rus armada. It's obvious they want to blend in. Mind you now, we are not talking about any old people. No, we are talking about a people who are able to somehow, in some way, assimilate yet dominate local politics. Do you have any suggestions? Before you answer, let's continue so I can give you a few more modern origin landmarks to go by. Oh yeah, didn't they tell us the Rahanites had completely vanished by the 11th century? You remember when they told us certain spices they mass-produced was no longer available? Again, it will become obvious. The hidden group within the Rus people were designed to replicate and take over the Rahadanites' entire existence by the 11th century. Check it out. Quote, they also extended their operations. How can you extend your operation when you just getting there? Huh? How can you extend? Listen. They also extended their operations much further east and south among the Turkic Bulgars and Khazars on the routes to the Caspian Sea. By around the 11th century, the word Rus was increasingly associated with the principalities of Kiev, and the term Varangian was becoming more common as a term for Scandinavians traveling the river routes. Stop! Bingo! Mind you now, I don't want to get you confused. The Varangians are the master DNA caste leaders for 3 different Rus people armadas. Let me say it again. The Varangians are the master DNA caste leaders for 3 different Rus people armadas. They are different from the German Scandies, the Finn Scandies, the Slav Scandies. Also, within all 3 armadas are the people you and I are hunting, the Trader caste Scandies. I'm waiting till later to tell you what their official names are. I'm going to wait till later. Yeah, I got to keep y'all, string y'all along. But as you can see, we are looking for a sneaky little nation of traders that has amalgamated themselves within many of their blood brothers in and around the Russians, Kiev, Khazars, and even in Turkic circles. Is anyone smelling what the old scribe is cooking yet? If not, let's continue for more clues, shall we? Oh yeah, remember when I said we were on the right track, but synonymous words leads us astray? Check it out. Quote, little, however, is certain about them. What? How could little be certain about them and they dominated the trade routes? We'll figure that out later. Little, however, is certain about them. This is to a significant extent because although Rus people were active over a long period and vast distances, textual evidence of their activities is very sparse and almost never produced by contemporary Rus people themselves. Say it again. Let me read that again to show you how oxymoron this is. This is to a significant extent because although Rus people were active over a long period and vast distances, textual evidence for their activities is very sparse and almost never produced by contemporary Rus people themselves. The word Rus in the primary sources does not always mean the same thing as it does when used by today's scholars. Meanwhile, archaeological evidence and researchers' understanding of it is accumulating only gradually. Listen up. As a trading diaspora, Rus people intermingled extensively with Finnic, Slavic, and Turkic peoples, and their customs and identities seemed correspondingly to have varied considerably over time and space. Read that again. As a trading diaspora, Rus people intermingled extensively with Finnic, Slavic, and Turkic peoples, and their customs and identity seem correspondingly to have varied considerably over time and space. Stop. Bingo! So as you can plainly see thus far, we are hot on the trail of some double secret snakes in the grass skunks. Skunks who took over the exact same trade routes, merchandise, and customers at just the right time from the Rahadanites. Snakes in the grass skunks who intermingled extensively not only with the Finnics, the Slavs, and Turks, but they changed their customs and identities accordingly to fit the environment they were in. Now comes one of the many examples to why their prey, pounce, play, become, and destroy strategy was so important.